The beach is closed. For the first time in my lifetime, I can see the beach closed in Sunny Isles Beach. This is our access here at my office in 183rd and Collins. For the first time, I saw today the beach patrol and the police removing beachgoers. And right now, this is what you see on, on our beach. I am Fernando Pettineroli, listing agent with Desert Platinum, and your host for Open House Miami. Uh, Living with you these very rare, different days of the coronavirus crisis. Children with no school at home, changing the lives of everybody. Of course, many fears, of course, worries, of course, questions. And that's why, without much to say, I will go with our Vice Mayor, Larisa Svechin. Hi, Larisa, how are you?
Hi, I'm very good. Thank you for asking. Thank you for having me.
As you can imagine, we all have questions. You know, we are a small town and we basically all know each other. But this is changing the dynamic of our lives. And it supersedes what is happening on the markets. That is what usually take us together here. Uh, what is happening today in Sunny Isles different than was yesterday?
Well, as you mentioned, the beaches are closed now. That's different from yesterday. We have not followed the county yet in closing the businesses. Miami-Dade County, anything unincorporated, those businesses are closed today as of 9 o'clock. Our businesses are still open. Our restaurants are closed for in-dining service, but delivery is open, and I know a lot of restaurants are working really hard. Some of them are not even charging a delivery fee. The school remains closed and will be closed through April 15th. I got to tell you, my prediction is that it's probably going to be closed through the remainder of the year.
Wow, that's huge news because everybody has to prepare really for that, right? To have the kids at home on a permanent basis.
Yes.
And obviously, it was a shock to see the beach empty today, right? For all of us to see it all the time. I imagine that these new measures will continue in effect until this crisis is over, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And the best advice I've heard so far is from the county that says, assume that everybody has it, and most important, assume that you have it. So act in that way. Stay away from people, stay home if you can. We are trying to figure out who our most vulnerable residents are, to provide them assistance, perhaps with groceries or helping them with toiletries. We have an 800 number that I'd like to share with you.
Oh, yeah, let's try it.
305 number, I apologize.
What is the number?
It's 305
Yes.
792 1759. And
Perfect.
that's not just for those that are in need. This is for anyone that has questions. It's our hotline. We're checking it on a regular basis. I'm available. People are calling in the city, so we're trying to get to as many people as possible because we don't want people to panic. We are very lucky that we have a city that runs so well and that we have the ability to help those that are in need. And we expect that once these strategies of mitigation to really cut down on the spread work, we'll be back to normal better than ever.
Hopefully, yes. The number is already on screen.
Great.
You guys can call it. Is this a line that people can call anytime?
Yes. We are checking it on a regular basis. So you're not going to get a live person. You can leave a message, and you can leave it in any language you choose. We have people that speak almost every single language: Russian, Portuguese, French, whichever.
The first question that came to my mind this morning when I called you is, are we going to have drive-by test points or places for people to test themselves?
Right. No, at this time we are not. That is being set up by the CDC and the county directly. So the advice is that if anyone feels like they have any of the symptoms, the first thing to do is to call your doctor. Don't go to your doctor. Call your doctor. You don't want to be around other people that are sick, and certainly if you're sick, you don't want to spread it. Your doctor will assess if your symptoms qualify for the next stage, which is a phone call to the CDC. And once the CDC, the Center for Disease Control, determines that you are potentially eligible for a test, they will arrange for you to get tested. But it starts a trickle effect, so that once they determine that, they're going to start interviewing everyone in your family, everyone you've had contact with. This is a very controlled process. So they will not test you. There are some test sites in Broward. If you show up there and you have not cleared this process, they won't test you. So we just recommend calling your doctor first, or any doctor. If you don't have a doctor, you can call any health facility.
I've seen, of course, we all have observed a lot less traffic, the school effect, and people working from home. At night, is the city planning to implement any plan to remove people from the streets, like it happens in South Beach or in other places?
No, at this time, we're not planning to do that. Our residents and our visitors have been very respectful and have, we're smart residents. They're paying attention. They're doing the right thing. So we don't even see a reason for that at this time, unless, again, the county or the federal government requires us to do so.
I noticed that several schools are open for lunch or for breakfast. Do you know if our school here is open? I know it's not your area, but
no, I actually know a lot about it because I have 4 children, so I'm very involved in the school. It's open from 9 to 12 o'clock, and you can show up there and you get breakfast. I believe it's from 9 to 10 is breakfast, and then lunch after that. There are no questions asked. So you tell them how many you need for your entire family, and they will give it to you. It's a heated lunch, and once they run out, unfortunately, there is no more, but they're trying to keep track of the need. So if you know someone that's in need or you are in need, you don't have to already get free lunch or discounted lunch. That's not a requirement to get the free food.
I also noticed a couple of days ago the blue shuttle that connects every building in town and with the city hall and Aventura Mall is no longer running.
It's not running on a schedule, but it will run by appointment. So if you need to get to someplace, they will come and pick you up.
Library closed?
Yes, the library is closed as well. As you may know, the library is not actually run by the city. That's run through the county. Yeah.
I don't know that. It's closed too. Your best advice for this tense moment that we all have, people at home, it's not easy to be at home. Everybody's working at home, at home, the dog, the cat. What is your best advice, not just as a member of our political body, but as a woman, as an American? What is your best advice you can give us today?
I think that the best thing you can do is be smart about who you come into contact with, and only go out if you really, really need to. If you've got elderly relatives, for instance, my mother, I have not seen her. What I've done is I purchased food for her. I made her some chicken soup and I hung it on her door. I'm trying to keep my contact away from her because, God forbid, I or my children are carrying it. We'll probably be okay, but the elderly are the most susceptible. So try to be smart and stay away from people if you can. If you have elderly or disabled neighbors, please call the number and give us their information. Try to put together a routine that you're going to stick with. I've seen people actually have their kids put on their school uniforms in the morning so that they're in a mind frame of, we're going to do school, we're going to do lunch, and then at 3 o'clock you could change, and it's YouTube time, Fortnite time, whatever it is, to try to keep to a routine, because we don't know how long we're going to have to stay this way. And like you mentioned, potentially it could get even stricter. So get into a routine right now that's going to work for you and your family.
Well, Larisa, I really thank you for this moment that you have with us. I know there's people more coming. I don't know if somebody wants to make a question online, you can place it on Facebook Live or on YouTube. We will show up here. Very, very interesting, because it's hard for all of us to deal with this new normal. And it's all speculation for us right now. What is going to be our new normal in a week from now?
Right. I recommend for people to be patient and kind. I know that there have been postings on social media of people getting into arguments at grocery stores. I can tell you the supply chain is working so that if there's something that it's not there now, it will be there tomorrow. Our supermarkets are working very hard to keep things stocked. So just try to be patient because, you know, at this point, time is what we have. So be a good neighbor.
Forced vacation. Forced vacation. I assume all the other programs for adults, for children, for teenagers are in suspense, right?
All are suspended. Depending on how this goes, this may affect our summer camp. So right now, obviously, next week, spring break camp is canceled. So there are that's not going to happen, and the registration for summer camp right now is on hold.
Again, there's people that is just arriving. If you please could repeat what people can expect calling to 305-792-1759.
Sure, of course. So they can call and leave information. Specifically, please leave your name and your phone number very clearly and what is it you're seeking. So if you're seeking food assistance, you're seeking assistance, perhaps picking up some toiletries, maybe you think your neighbor is in trouble that's next door, or if you just have a question. It could be a question about when is the beach going to open, or when is Publix going to have special hours for seniors. I understand they're going to start that, I think, tomorrow. Please leave your name clearly and your phone number so we can call you back. And again, you can leave it in any language. Somebody that speaks your language will listen to it and call you back.
Fantastic. Well, Larisa, I really thank you for your assistance today. You know, it's awesome to have you handy. There is a lot of questions people, you know, is concerned, and it's hard to stay home. It's hard to it's difficult to keep it together, really, on these times. What the police is saying? Are they how are they controlling the city right now in this moment of complete different scenario than usual? Do you know?
I wouldn't speak for the police, but I can tell you that just based on what I see from driving around, because we have so many few cars on the road, and we don't have the school traffic, that really frees them up to do the job that's important for them to do, to make sure that we're really safe. So I believe that they are doing very well. We're not having any calls that I know of anyone, you know, acting in a bad way, trying to take advantage. And you know, I'm biased, but I think we have the best police in the state. So they're doing fine right now. No issues.
Fantastic. You have comments online. Thank you for this live. It says Christina Siwori that is watching live in Facebook. We usually observe that there is many people watching the repeats.
Okay.
More than is on the live. So I'm sure everybody will give good use to this, and hope to have you soon, Larisa, with us.
Whenever you invite me, I will be there, or I'll be here.
Absolutely.
You'll be there.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. The Vice Mayor of Sunny Isles Beach, Larisa Svechin, is here with us in this very different edition, in which the markets, believe it or not, are moving. I'm gonna let you go here from the stream, Larisa. Okay. There you go. The market's still moving incredibly. We still have closings. Banks continue to close, to lend. The rates have going up as a spike on lend, but also we are seeing a spike in cash buyers, believe it or not, people that was able to leave the market early. Right now they have a lot of cash, and they're finding that this one is a great time for purchasing. So they're using their money to buy the best available properties in the market. Maria Claudia Rincon, I appreciate the communication. Thank you, Maria Claudia. Also watching the show in Facebook. For now, this will be all. I am Fernando Pettineroli, your host for Open House Miami. I'm listing agent with Desert Platinum from our office in Sunny Isles Beach. I hope everybody's safe. Va a pasar, como decimos en español. Y si Dios quiera Dios que dentro de unos meses, in a few months, we will all be laughing about this or just thinking that was a bad dream, really. All the best for you and your family. Thank you.